Hello, my name is Matt Cruikshank, and I will be discussing unequal funding and support in the educational system, and more specifically in the African American educational system in America. Being from Canada, you may argue that I have no credibility at all. This is not my country, and I might not have a say in the argument. But also being from Canada, I have seen, witnessed, and experienced the benefits of equal funding in the educational system for all children for growth. Now, in America, 69% only 69% of African American students even graduate high school, which is alarming of the amount of population in America for African Americans. And that being said, there's actually a 16% difference between high income areas and low income areas for educational systems. So what that means is a low income area and high income area, there will be 16% more financial support towards a high income area, towards the high schools. So basically, my main points within this argument are: one, there needs to be equal funding with academics and equal pay for teachers within all schools in America. And my other point is that we must end the stigma and the racism involving African American students and maybe why they might be not graduating. And the other argument is that all students deserve the opportunity for extracurricular activities, which is like band, choir, and all sports, to help impact their experience at high school. So basically, the first argument that I stated there was current funding towards academics and teachers, because they do cause a lack of education and motivation in child growth within high school. Now, like I said earlier, the difference in funding towards school, one shocking stat of my state is there's a 33% difference in Pennsylvania between low and high poverty districts, which is alarming that there's that much of a difference in funding towards high and low poverty schools in America. Also, it's important to know that unequal pay for teachers in high poverty areas makes it challenging to find motivated and qualified teachers to teach these students to grow and learn as humans. Now, another alarming stat within states is that in New York State, they spend on average $19,000 per student compared to $6,000 in Utah. There is a crazy amount of difference between those numbers, and there's who to say is that the child in Utah and the child in New York deserves more, and that's a very alarming stat. And the other point that I wanted to get across is the stigma and the racism around this. So, as a white privileged student myself, I can in times be caught saying that, oh, students are poor, they're failing in high school because they don't want to, because they want to do drugs instead. But this is not true, and that we must be aware of the facts and statistics around the success rate, and being aware of why they're not graduating. And it's because they're not getting equal funding, because they're not getting the same treatment. We must be aware that the high crime and the high death rate and the drug abuse in those areas is not just because that's their culture and that's their race, but just because we are unaware and uneducated on these communities, and we must not assume that they're going to fail, and which means not give them the same amount of funding. We must love them and show them the same amount of respect and love that we do with a white privileged community as well, because everyone has the same right to graduate and the same amount of right to education. The final point that I'm going to be talking about is extracurricular activities. Now, this is important because, for one, it shows growth and teamwork if you're being in a sport, say football, or hockey, or soccer, or basketball, or if you're going to be in a band, a choir, a chess team, anything of that sort. Is that there must be the same amount of funding within those and have the same amount of opportunities within those extra activities to help just grow, help learn, and gain other hobbies, that might keep you away from bad stuff as well, but also might give you the abilities to pursue this as a career. Schools that get more funding and they pay the teachers that are willing to volunteer in these times, they have more of the opportunities to do. And schools that don't get the same amount of funding, unfortunately, do not get the same amount of opportunities within these kind of games, hobbies, teams, which is extremely unfair and can definitely have negative influence on them in the future as adults and as children of Christ. To summarize my main points around the argument that there must be equal funding and support in the academic field, which includes teachers. Pay the same that teachers must be paid equally across America. The second argument is that we must end the stigma and the racism involving the lower income areas and African American districts, which is not helping any of the issues, and honestly is just creating more hate in the world. And the third argument is that all children must have the right to the same amount of hobbies, sports, extracurricular activities of any sort to grow as children, to grow as and stronger adults, and gain more hobbies, and just to enjoy their high school times. Now, I thank you for watching. I hope that you have learned a bit from this presentation, and I hope that we understand that these are God's children, that we must show the same amount of love and respect to all children, and not pick and choose who we give the money to. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.